Look at Zhang Xue now. You see him on the podium, the Chinese flag flying high in WSBK, the world chilling. But you have no idea where this guy actually started.
有梦想就去追，因为勇敢，我的人生更精彩。
Imagine a kid, 1.6 meter, zero money, just a vocational degree and a wrench in his hand. Everyone told him he was dreaming. They said he'd never break the 30 years monopoly held by the Japanese and European. But he did. He's a motorcycle maniac who turns a $7,000 gamble into a $150 million reality. But the crazy part, every time you think he's finally making it, his story takes a wild turn. 20 years ago, he was just a grease monkey, but he had his insane skill. He could script and rebuild an engine blindfolded. He was so hungry for a break that he once chased a TV reporter for 100 kilometers just to beg for an interview. He finally got his shot, a stunt performance in the mud, and snapped. His bike broke mid-air. He landed face first in the sludge, totally humiliated. Most people would have quit right there, but Zhang, he used that muddy grit to get recruited by a pro racing team. His legend didn't start on the podium. It started in the dirt. Now, most people in his position would have stayed in that cozy pro team, but Zhang, he made another shocking choice. He quit his stable job and heading to Chongqing with only $7,000 in his pocket. Why? Because he didn't want to just ride other people's bikes anymore. He wanted to build a Chinese engine that could scream on the world stage.
重庆一个人都不认识，目标是明确要做车，但是怎么做不知道，因为钱也不够，资源也没有，也只会干这个。然后我就到那个类似于我们华强北的这种意思，你要组装一台手机壳子、电池什么都有，都能买得到。然后我就用我的概念把它的一些配置进行调整，我2万块钱就把那个车改出来了，我就在论坛里面发。其实，在论坛那个年代，我属于我们圈里面的网红，摩托8、摩托迷摩托夜市，我就在里面发帖。
No connections, no money, just a 1.6 meter giant with a massive dream in a city he barely knew. That's where the new building started.
2013到2017年，张雪通过售卖组装车攒够了第一笔钱。2017年，张雪跟2个合伙人成立的凯越机车，做了自己的摩托车。
我们在18年8月份就上市了，第1年卖了800台车，然后第2年就卖了3000台，然后后面就是2万、3万这样子，非常非常快的速度在成长。
So amazing. He co-founds Kove Moto. It becomes a multi-million-dollar success. He's a wealthy man, right? But then comes the unthinkable. When his board of directors refused to invest more in R&D, Zhang walked away.
可能从凯越离开算是一个比较大的挫折了。这个公司是我前半生的所有成果的积累，他就像我的儿子一样、孩子一样。那最后我要离开他，我觉得这是一个挺大的打击。
分手的真正原因是什么呀？
我说一定要做这个发动机，就这个发动机。这个发动机我出来要做，可以做这个车，可以做那个车，还有可以做别的车，这是绝对对的事情。第2天早上我起床的时候，收到一条短信，不做。我当时我记得我坐在马桶上，我回了一个，我说不做算了。不做以后我留在那有什么意义呢？对我的人生来说有什么意义呢？毫无意义。
He resigned from his own company. He walked away from a fortune just to keep his soul intact. His resignation letter ended with 4 words: "See you in the wild." In 2024, he starts over with Zhang Xue motorcycle.
2024年的摩博会，当张雪激情澎湃地介绍着自己的新血，观众将展台围得水泄不通，欢呼声如海啸般席卷全场。
But he didn't act like a boss. He was on live stream, selling motorcycles, talking directly to the riders. There's this famous story. A luxury car owner was bullying one of John's customers.
一位张雪机车的用户被宝马车主当街殴打。
He personally stepped in to defend his user.
单挑，你不是很能打吗？其实我1.6米，我也不怎么能打，但是我就想跟你打一架。
He's not a CEO in shoes. He's a brother in helmets. They aren't just buying a machine. They are backing a man of honor. And then came to the ultimate gamble, WSBK. After a total disaster in Australia, the critics were laughing. Zhang didn't like it. He and his team pulled a 30 days all-nighter. They lived in the garage, they turned, they texted, they prepped. And then Portugal, they didn't just complete, they won the championship in the low. Today, his company is valued at over $100 million. He proved that passion is the most powerful fuel in the world.
当我的努力是对手2倍、10倍的时候，这个结果不自然应该给我吗？为什么？凭什么不是？就是是。
So I look at Zhang Xue and I realize success isn't about how tall you stand. It is about how many times you are willing to stand back up after being slammed into the mud. Which part of this journey hits you hardest? The kid in the garage, or the man who drove away from millions to chase a dream? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the wild.